Hello friends, welcome in my YouTube channel Rudra Study Circle. In this video, I am going to explain solution of algebraic and transcendental equation. So first, let me define what is the algebraic equation and what is the transcendental equation. Mainly we are going to find the root of the equation f of x equal to 0. So the root of this equation we are going to find. So the x equal to a is called root of this equation if this point satisfies this equation. It means f of a equal to 0. Then x equal to a is called root of the equation. Let us have fx equal to a0 x power n plus a1 x power n minus 1 plus plus a n minus 1 x plus a n equal to 0. So this is called the rational integral equation. This is called the rational integral equation. Rational integral equation. So there are two types of this equation. Now first is the algebraic equation. Algebraic equation means when this is this expression in the purely in the x, like x cube minus 5x square plus 11x equal to 0, or we can have x cube plus 10x plus 5 equal to 0. So these are called the algebraic equation or polynomial. This is called the polynomial purely in the x. And the second equation we have transcendental equation. When this equation involve the transcendental function, transcendental function will be sine or cos, exponential and log function. So these are the transcendental function. So whenever in this equation sin x, cos x, exponential and log x is involved, that equation is called the transcendental equation. Let me write a few example of transcendental equation. 3x minus cos x minus 1 equal to 0, or x e power x plus 5 equal to 0, or x log x minus 1.2 equal to 0. So these equations are transcendental equation which involve the exponential function, trigonometry function and log function. Now if you talk about solution of this equation, so whenever we have this quadratic polynomial or cubic polynomial, so we have some standard formula to get the root of those equations. But when we have the higher degree of polynomial, like 10 degree of polynomial or 20 degree of polynomial, and when we have transcendental equation, in these two cases, higher degree of polynomial and transcendental equation, in these two type of equation, we don't have any direct formula to find the root of this equation. So there is no direct method for finding the root. So we go for the numerical method to get the approximate solution. Whenever we don't have a direct method to get the exact solution, in that case we move to numerical methods to go the approximate solution. Before going to solution of this equation, I have few properties of roots of this equation. So first, what root we have? Let f of x is defined on the closed interval ab. Then if f of a into f of b less than 0, product is negative. It means both has opposite sign. Whenever f of a and f of b has opposite sign, then there exists one point C between A to B such that f of C equal to 0. It means it has root. So whenever both these two have opposite sign, so there exists one root between A to B. This one we can see by graph also. If you draw here, if you take f of A here and f of B here, so if you complete the graph, so definitely it will cross the x-axis, and the point where it is crossing x-axis, that is the root of this equation. This is the f of A and this is the f of B. So f of A is positive, f of B is negative. So if you complete the curve, it will cross the x-axis and this point will be the root. Fine. And next, if you have f of A is negative somewhere here and f of B is positive, then also it will cross the x-axis, and the point where the curve is cross the x-axis will be the root of the equation. So this will give the guarantee about the existence of root between A to B whenever f of A and f of B has opposite sign. And let me write the second property of root. If f of x has odd degree, f of has odd degree. See, there are two type of root. One is the real root and second is the complex root. So complex root always comes on the pair, like alpha plus minus I beta. Complex root always come on the pair. So whenever complex root come, it will come on the pair only. So whenever this equation has odd degree, so there exists at least one real root. At least one real root. And the sign of this root will be just opposite of sign of the last term of the equation. Third property we have, if equation has even degree, with last term negative, then this equation has at least one pair of positive and negative real roots. So one pair of positive and negative roots. So these are the properties of root. Now let us move for numerical method to find the root of these equations. The first method to find the root is fixed point iteration or method of successive approximation. So this is the iteration method. Iteration method means for each iteration will improve the solution. So fixed point iteration. So let me define what is the fixed point. The fixed point x equal to a is called fixed point of f of x when a equal to f of a. Then a is called the fixed point. Now what we do, what is the working procedure of this method? First, f of x equal to 0 is given. So the given equation we try to form in x equal to phi x form. The given equation we try to form in x equal to phi x with the condition phi dash x less than 1. See, this is a very important condition. If this condition hold means we will get the convergent solution. So whenever you write x equal to phi x, So make sure your phi dash x mod of phi dash x less than 1 in the given interval. Now the second, the initial approximation. So once you put that x equal to phi x, so we choose the initial approximation x0 between the given interval a to b. See, you may take that middle point of this interval a plus b by 2, or we can take the first point, or we can take the last point. That depend. The initial approximation, you can take any point between from a to b. So once you fix the initial approximation, so the third stage will be we'll find out the x1 equal to phi of x0. So this x1 is the solution of first iteration. Now for the second iteration we go for x2. So your x2 will be phi of x1, and x3 will be phi of x2. So for nth iteration we can write the formula x of n plus 1 equal to phi of xn. So this is the formula for fixed point iteration or successive approximation. Xn plus 1 equal to phi of xn. Now when we are going to stop the iteration, so there is 2 point. One point, number of iteration. If you are going to fix the number of iteration, like find the solution up to 5 iteration, up to 10 iteration, so we will stop on the 10 iteration. The second question, accuracy. When we have to find the accuracy up to 3 decimal or up to 4 decimal, so we have to keep on doing this procedure until until after decimal the 4 points will be same for 2 iteration. If the 2 iteration has after decimal 4 digits are same, so we say accuracy up to 4 digit. If you want to 3 digit means we have to check, you have to keep on doing procedure until you are getting the after decimal 3 digits are same for the 2 consecutive iteration. So we will stop the iteration. So this is the procedure to stop the iteration. The question is, find the real root of the equation x cube plus x square minus 1 by fixed point iteration. So the given equation f of x equal to x cube plus x square minus 1 equal to 0. Now here interval is not given. Sometime in the question interval will be given, but here interval is not given. So we'll just try to find where is the root. So if you put f of 0, so we are getting minus 1 negative, and if you are putting f of 1, so we are getting 1 positive. So f of 0 and f of 1 has opposite sign, which ensure that your real root lie between 0 to 1. See, this fixing point is our own interest. One can fix 0 to 0, 1, 2, 3 or minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4 like that. So here luckily immediately we got 0 and 1 has opposite sign, then we can make sure this equation has root between 0 to 1. Now let us try to make the form x equal to phi x power. So this equation has, if you take x square common, so we get x plus 1 equal to 1, which imply x equal to 1 upon under root 1 plus x. So this is your phi. This is your phi. Now immediately you have to check that condition. your phi dash x should be less than 1. So this equal to minus 1 by 2 1 plus x power 3 by 2. If you take the mod, so this will be always less than 1, because we have if you put 0 means we'll get 1 by 2, if put 1 means it will get the 1 by 2 into 2 power 3 by 2. So this is always less than 1. So your phi dash x is less than 1. So our condition satisfy, so we can move for the iteration now. Before starting the iteration, we need the initial guess, initial approximation. Let us fix it x0 equal to 0.5. One can fix 0, one can fix 1, one can fix 0.5. But for the safe side, we are making a middle point, because suppose the root lie between 0 to 1. Okay, let me explain the logic behind the initial guess. 0 to 1. Now we don't know where is the root, we know only the its lie between 0 to 1. Let us have, if it is 0.8, root is 0.8, if you are taking the 0 initial guess, so you have to move from 0 to 0.8, so it will take the more iteration. Okay, and if you are taking 1, so luckily will reach safely, but we don't know what is the, suppose your root is 0.2 and you are moving from 1, you are taking the initial guess 1, so you have to move from 1 to 0.2. so this is also, it will take the more number of iteration. So for the safe side, we are taking 0.5. So whatever either 0.2 or 0.8, we can easily move from 0.5 to 0.8. Easily move means it will take the less number of iteration. So this is the small concept about the initial guess. One can take from 0 also, depend, that is not problem. So x0 equal to 0.5. So we know the formula, xn plus 1 equal to phi of xn. So this is a fixed point formula. So x1 equal to phi of x0. So phi of 0 means 1 upon under root 1 plus 0.5. So we have 0.81649, and x2 equal to phi of x1 equal to 1 upon 1 plus 0.81649. So you can calculate and get the answer 0.74196. These numbers are very important for the accuracy purpose. So x3 equal to phi of x2. So if you find out, so 1 upon 1 plus 0.74196, so this equal to 0.75767 x3, and x4 equal to phi of x3. So 1 upon 1 plus 0.75767. So x4 equal to 0.75427. So okay, if you want to stop the iteration, so here we have done the 4 iteration, and accuracy we got up to 2 decimal only, up to 2 decimal. If you keep on moving, we may get the accuracy up to 3 or 4 decimal. Okay, so this was the concept about fixed point iteration. Thank you. If you like my video, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.